going back to Nouriel Roubini, and I do recommend people read Mega Threats, he basically thinks that the top 10% of society, in terms of the smartest 10% or those in the right places, will have permanent jobs, will be permanently employed, and the bottom 10 or 15% who are doing jobs that the internet can't replace, that AI or supercomputing, or in due course quantum computing, cleaning a toilet floor might be capable of being done by a robot, but the reality is there are jobs that have to be done.
Plumbers, electricians, engineers,
exactly,
things like that.
That have to be done by things that cannot be replicated easily, and not for many, many years, by supercomputing. So what happens to the people in the middle? Okay, what happens to the
80%?
Yeah, or if he's wrong, it's 50%, 70%, 60%. What happens to those people? And I'm not sure that process hasn't already started. Like 125,000 more people were unemployed last month than the month before. And I'm wondering if that's, some people say, yes, that's the cost this government have imposed, national insurance, more taxes, more costs on the, employment legislation. So employers are not taking on as many staff and are rationalizing. But maybe this is the start of that process where AI is taking over people's jobs. Look, Ernst & Young, I think it was, have cut their workforce by 20%.
Yeah, a lot of them have culled their grad schemes.
Not just grad schemes, but qualified accountants, because annual audits, for a large part, can be done by AI. There is a lot of things. If you think about real estate, and I'm sorry to all the lawyers out there, but leases are such an anachronism, but they keep lawyers employed. Like, we don't need leases. We can deal like most other countries do, modern countries, with a common a tenancy agreement that is so standardized and it can be tweaked and adjusted. We don't need super qualified real estate lawyers to do all that stuff. Many legal documents, as you can prove on ChatGPT. Go on to ChatGPT and tell them that you want a license for occupation for an office of 3,000 feet that's got some furniture. You give the brief, and within a minute, 30 seconds, it will come up with the template of a lease or a license, and substantially it will be correct. You probably want a lawyer to look over it, but
it'll hit 90% of.
But the more it learns and the more educated it becomes, the better the quality. And we're right in baby steps of this new transition. And people who say to me, this is like the Industrial Revolution took 150 years. This could happen in 5-10 years. There could be mass unemployment, in which case, how do people live? And the answer is you're going to have some sort of universal credit that you tax the corporates that have the AI to pay for society, or society collapses. And that's another problem a challenge that I have with all the societal things that we've discussed, the macro changes, combining with unemployment, before you introduce a universal sort of credit system. It feels to me like a very difficult time to manage.